Whole lot been going on, man. I didn't have an active morning. But nevertheless, we got this gambling ring, which is falling up under Rico status. This is the second one we've seen in the last 3-4 months. I believe Gilbert Arenas was a name named in the last one. And I know Gilbert, been knowing Gilbert for quite some time. And I know his character and I know his personality. I know Gilbert to kind of like not care about certain things, and he'll tell you that. So it's hard for me to read or gauge what's really going on. But what I do know is that what's really going on is serious. We've all been seeing the takedown of a lot of music moguls in the music industry. A lot of artists that's presumably bringing it upon themselves. They're bringing it on themselves. We seeing that. We seeing the history of somebody being around 10, 15, 20 years. It's slim to none. And those are greats that have been around that long. They under attack. Puffy, I believe, just had a victory because he went from life to 50 months, and off of that, he'll roughly be doing 2 years total if President Trump doesn't pardon him, which I think will happen before Christmas and New Year's. I think Brother Love would definitely be bringing in Valentine's Day on this side of the wall. Well, let's talk about this because I got this paperwork yesterday and I was kind of shocked. And I was shocked because never in my lifetime have I read documentation that's active now, currently, that has the mentions of things like the Bonanno crime family, the Gabino crime family, the Genovese crime family. And within reading this paperwork, it looks like out of the 30 or 32 defendants, 10 or 12 of these individuals are part of these crime families. The Gambino family, I think, is maybe like 5 or so, and the Bonanno or Genovese is 3 or 4, so on and so forth. But when I'm looking at this and I'm understanding the mentality of these people, and not that I come from that era, but we've all watched the movies and we've all watched the Godfathers in the casinos and so on and so forth. And I'm looking at what's going on in social media when it comes to the trolling aspect of it. But what we call trolling, and I'm gonna be real. Trolling could be trolling, and then trolling could be trolling with the truth. And a lot of people try to play these games like I was just trolling. They'll say something, and if they can get away with it and get it off, they don't say they trolling. But then when you confront them with it, hey, what's up with this? What's up with that? Then I was just trolling, right? Like it's a scapegoat to where I disrespected you or I said something foul or wrong, but now that you confront me, I'm gonna say, oh, I'm BSing. It ain't real. Which we seen from Gilbert Arenas. I seen yesterday Gilbert make an announcement that he was going to be seeking defamation of character claims, lawsuits against various platforms for running with his trolling as if it was serious. Now here goes the thing. I believe Gilbert Arenas' situation comes from 2020, 2021 investigation. this one that just with Chauncey Phillips, I believe, started in 2019. But nobody knows if between 2019 and 2025 and prior to Gilbert Arenas' arrest that people weren't pulled in, people weren't questioned. And when you're dealing with La Costa Nostra, the crime families, I don't think they really play the rules of social media or trolling. You know, as they're sitting there and they're like in cuffs and they sitting in the jail cell and they're talking to their attorneys if they did let these individuals out, all they're gonna hear is somebody saying, I'm not going to jail, I'm telling on everybody. Now, the mystery remains if there's a connection with Gilbert and Chauncey, which it very well could be. Gilbert on the ring and off the ring is a very, very popular guy. You know, very funny guy, likable guy. You know, you just gotta like Gilbert to be around Gilbert. You know, his personality and his humor, if you don't understand it, it will definitely be misunderstood. But nevertheless, there's some other things that Gilbert has said that I'm gonna sit back and see what comes of it. Again, I'm only gonna talk about what has came out of Gilbert's mouth. Gilbert's a personal friend of mine. I know him. I'm acquainted with, you know, his family and things of that nature. So I'm only talking about it because with reading this indictment and seeing the individual that's tied to this indictment that was actually arrested, and hearing Gilbert say, I'm gonna tell on everybody, the other day, what kind of got my attention, and I don't know if he posted this, if it came from his page, but he had the lunch, you know what I'm saying, like the snitches lunch, I'm gonna tell on everybody. So is this a case where trolling has went too far to where it's coming back to bite you? I mean, let's take a listen to something, to this one guy, to see if this is trolling.
When you put the pieces together in this gambling FBI case, all signs point to one man. Let's take it all the way back to August. Gilbert Arenas said, I ain't going back to the slammer because I'm snitching. Now, what is he referring to? Well, he was indicted on 3 federal charges: renting out his house for and helping arrange an illegal poker gaming racket. Well, Chauncey Phillips was just arrested today due to an illegal poker operation. Now, what was going on at this operation is absolutely insane. X-ray machines built into the table to read face-down cards, contact lenses and glasses that read pre-marked cards, and secret cameras and card trays. Now, how would the feds know about such intricate details that were going on at this illegal poker operation? Now let's go to the next layer. Damon Jones was arrested because he was telling people inside info when LeBron was not going to play. Now listen to this video of Gilbert Arenas talking about Damon Jones and LeBron.
Because we gambled at LeBron's house. Me, Damon Jones, that was our so Damon Jones over.
Alright, so Gilbert Arenas was very close with Damon Jones and LeBron. So how do you think it was discovered that Damon Jones was doing these things? I feel like based on everything I showed you, it's pretty obvious. When you put the pieces together in this gambling...
When we listening to this, we can see it 2 ways. Gilbert Arenas just said, me and Damon Jones and LeBron gamble at LeBron's house. Most people at this point in time is gonna hear, oh my God, LeBron's part of it too. They're doing these gambling sessions at LeBron's house. Or you can hear it that a few fellas got together and played some hands of poker or spades or backgammon or Monopoly and simply had a bet. The bet could have been push-ups. The bet could have been, you got to go outside and wash my car at midnight before you leave. The bet could have been anything. Gambling is gambling. I'm not a gambling man. I will gamble in a minute. 100 push-ups on call. It's gambling. We're going to bet against something. If you win and I win, then you got to do it. And I'll sit back and wait till I see you on Instagram at a party and call you or FaceTime you like, give me 5. Where you in your best and you got to give me 5 push-ups right there in the club. It's gambling. But because everything that's going on, I think Gilbert's lackadaisical sense of humor has him in a situation. And Gilbert, I gotta tell you this, brother. I heard you the other day say you're gonna be filing lawsuits. Gilbert, you gotta understand, everybody doesn't understand your humor. And I don't think you knew these indictments were coming. And guess what? If it's more indictments or LeBron happens to be picked up like this other dude, Damon Jones, is picked up, people are they're gonna continue to speculate, right? And assume, right? All this is based upon something you are doing behind the scenes. So I really think at this point in time, the trolling needs to stop and there needs to be another level of seriousness blanketed over that. Now, Wack, what do you think? Do you think that Gilbert will take 5, 10 years, or if he's given the opportunity to give up some information, would he do so to save himself? I think at this point in Gilbert Arenas' life, with Gilbert being who he is, I see Gilbert as a civilian. He's a man. He has children. He provides. Do I think Gilbert would try to save himself? Yes. Do I think that Gilbert has given up Chauncey Phillips and the 10 people from the goddamn Italian mafia and told them about the gambling table, the x-ray table? No. You just asked me what I think, right? No. And the reason why I'm saying that personally is because it states in the paperwork, there are 7 John Does, 6 or 7 John Does that only the U.S. attorney knows about. So these people, one of them, I know they know who it is because this individual lost 1.8 million in a particular gambling match. See, when you're reading stuff like this, the people involved kind of know who it is because they know who they hit for 1.8 million. Chauncey Billups. He's not, they got him down as a face card. Now, this is what's crazy about this. I want y'all to follow me on this. Chauncey is an active NBA coach and an ex-NBA player. Now, they're saying that he's a face card, that he's a part of it because they get him to the event and they use him to attract other people to come play. And they pay him earnings from the proceedings of them cheating everybody. Now that's a great way of putting it. Very believable. But how about we put it another way? How about Chauncey is a poker player or a card player, whatever they playing, and somebody knows him, and they say, yo, Chauncey, the people want to book you to come play at the poker game. Look, bro, they're going to give you $50,000 to gamble with, and they're gonna pay you $50,000 to be there, right? Because it says, for example, in furtherance of the rigged poker scheme, in or around April 2019, several of the defendants participated in rigged games in Las Vegas, Nevada, in which they defrauded victims of at least 50 grand. The defendant, Chauncey Billups, Eric Ernest, Jamie Gillett, Robert Stroud, and Sophia Wee organized and participated in this rigged game using a rigged shuffling machine supplied by Stroud. Now, here's the thing. If Chauncey is the face card, he's who they're booked because they're telling the other gamblers, hey, Chauncey Billups, you want to come gamble with Chauncey Billups? He'll be at the table. It's no different than a club booking an artist to come host, right? That's like the club saying, we're going to book Lil Wayne to come host. And then that night, we're going to water down all the liquor. And because of Lil Wayne, the club is going to pack out. And when the club packs out, we're going to cut a fourth of the liquor and replace it with spritz or water. And because everybody's buying bottles, and we're going to send Lil Wayne 10 bottles, and we're going to make all the other ballers in there want to compete with Lil Wayne. And we're going to pay Lil Wayne $50,000 to come. And yet we're going to go pay these people another $10,000 to cut all liquor, double it up, so we're selling less liquor than needs to making a profit. And they saying Lil Wayne was part of the scheme or the scam. Well, hold on. Lil Wayne was called to come host. He don't know what these people got going on, and they cutting the liquor and what they plan is. Chauncey Billups could very well be in the same situation, right? Now, is gambling illegal? I guess gamblers know it's illegal. I'm gonna be real. I'm glad, or not glad, but I'm being educated because it seems to me this gambling setup is no different than a dope house. Because I would have walked in somebody's house and saw them at a table, and I wouldn't have paid it no attention. Because I don't gamble. I'm not really up on, what's legal and what's illegal when it comes to gambling and this, that, or the other. Now I know that these type of activities are illegal and it could bring the law. I know if I walk in and see it, I know to walk back out, right? In my world, I never really experienced this, but reading his paperwork, I think old Chauncey Billups, and I could be wrong, I could be right. I think he was booked and to come out. I think they gave him, free chips to play, and they gave him a guarantee on what they was gonna pay him for being there. It's no different than a club booking an artist or a venue booking an artist to come perform. It's no different. You know what I'm saying? So on his side, he's still kind of caught up because they're gonna say, well, you knew you was going to an illegal situation, right? You were actually participating in the gambling. Do I think Chauncey Billups knew about the X-ray table and the card shuffler and is sending the information back? I think Chauncey was sitting down there playing oblivious to the fact of what was going on. Didn't care if he won or lost because the chips he got was given to him as part of his deal, and he knew he was leaving with 50 grand anyway. I don't think he went there to win or lose. They probably told him, whatever you win, you can keep that, and the rest we're gonna pay, whatever it was. But when it comes to Gilbert Arenas, I really think now's the time for you to kind of put a halt on the trolling, because the trolling is getting to a point to where it's serious, and it's people that's caught up in these indictments that don't come from our world. We've been laughing about it. We've been like, shh. Gilbert say he gonna tell. Gilbert got a sack lunch that say it's the rat lunch or whatever it said, the snitch lunch. And we've been laughing about it, really. Because, we're kind of familiar with your sense of humor. But now that I'm reading this paperwork and it's a 32, 33 people indictment, and you got the names in here is man, y'all think I'm playing. Let me show y'all, man. It's talking about Bonanno and Gambino crime families. You get what I'm saying? And that list goes on, bro. You know what I'm saying? At some point, bro, there's more. Crime families, La Costa Nostra. You get what I'm saying? And at some point, defendant Seth Trustman was a resident of Queens, New York, and associated of Lucchese. I missed this one. Lucchese crime family, a La Costa Nostra member of the cheating team. Like, bro, this is ugly. Yeah, when you see this type of stuff, bro, at some point, it's another one. The defendant Julius, some shit known as Jay, was a resident of New Jersey, a member of the Bonanno crime family. Like, bro, like, this is serious. So at this point, you got these type of people sitting in a federal jail cell, and all they hearing is Gilbert Arenas saying, I'm telling on everybody. Now, I don't know if Gilbert is associated. We know these people. Does Gilbert know Chauncey Billups? Of course he knows Chauncey, right? Man, let's listen to this one more time. Did Gilbert identify Chauncey, or was it just the other guy, LeBron? Let's listen to this one more time.
When you put the pieces together in this gambling FBI case, all signs point to one man. Let's take it all the way back to August. Gilbert Arenas said, I ain't going back to the slammer because I'm snitching. Now, what is he referring to? Well, he was indicted on 3 federal charges: renting out his house for and helping arrange an illegal poker gaming racket. Well, Chauncey Billups was just arrested today due to an illegal poker operation. Now, what was going on at this operation is absolutely insane. X-ray machines built into the table to read face-down cards, contact lenses and glasses that read pre-marked cards, and secret cameras and card trades. Now, how would the feds know about such intricate details that were going on at this illegal poker operation? Now let's go to the next layer. Damon Jones was arrested because he was telling people inside info when LeBron was not going to play. Now listen to this video of Gilbert Arenas talking about Damon Jones and LeBron.
Because we gambled at LeBron's house. Me, David Jones, that was our crew. So, David Jones is over. Where are we going?
All right, so Gilbert Arenas was very close with Damon Jones and LeBron. So how do you think it was discovered that Damon Jones was doing these things? I feel like based on everything I showed you, it's pretty obvious. When you put the pieces together in this gambling...
He didn't mention Chauncey's name. I hope that LeBron isn't brought in and picked up, because at that point in time, how this social media thing works, the assumptions are going to be turned into a reality, and they're going to swear up and down that Gilbert Arenas has something to do with it, and then it's going to really take one of these guys or these guys going to trial to see if Gilbert is actually one of the 7 John Does. Do I think Gilbert's one of the 7? Do I think me? This is my personal opinion. I don't. Do I think Gilbert was trolling when he came down the steps when they released him at the federal building? Yes, I do. Do I think that if it came down to it and Gilbert had to save himself or go do 10 to 20 years, would Gilbert take the 10, 20 years? No, I don't think Gilbert would take the 10, 20 years. I think Gilbert would exercise the rules that we released in the 13 new commandments of the YNs. I think Gilbert would see that somebody told on him. And I think at that point in time, all bets will be off and Gilbert will then release information on them. Now, people, it's a lot of things going on. A lot of our people are in good situations. We can't be greedy. We got to understand that we have a different kind of president in office and that the government has made way and progress since the day J. Edgar Hoover took that position in that building. There are more people informing and cooperating than not. I think people are sick and tired of living in fear. I think people are sick and tired of being bullied. I think people are sick and tired of feeling like they have no other options. And I think people are exercising their rights as citizens and communicating with the law, which is their right. I mean, you know, some things only last so long before it's gonna blow up. So Gilbert, the question is Gilbert cooperating? Has Gilbert sat down with the feds prior to his arrest and after his arrest and during his arrest and gave them all the information to get all these people arrested? This particular case with Chauncey, investigation started in 2019, which I believe is a year or two prior to Gilbert's investigation started. I did read in the documents that the first person that told was an individual that lost 1.8 million to these gambling parties. So unless that's Gilbert, which I don't think Gilbert would ever set himself up to take that type of loss, we have to say that this is a total different ring. This ring is in New York. The situation Gilbert was arrested on is in Los Angeles. Do I think that there is some CIs? Do I think there's some undercovers or some people that has turned, that's playing both sides everywhere? I definitely do. Do I think Miami's next? I definitely do. Do I think New York and California will be hit again? I definitely do. I'm here to tell y'all, find another way. Find something else to do because they have already infiltrated. And once they in, it's no getting them out. As long as somebody's involved that's not willing to spend 10, 20 years of their life in prison, they always have somebody that's going to lead them to the well. And this is a fact.